maintain a safe distance with protection with a mask. And in the 2 months before launch, crew members go into quarantine or more strict protocols. And the last 3 weeks is very strict quarantine. Over. Hi, Lorena. So we have 3 different exercise devices: a treadmill, a bicycle, and a weightlifting machine. The weightlifting machine is actually air resistance in a vacuum cylinder that we can adjust the piston up and down and provide the resistance, and we can move the bar to accommodate leg exercises or upper body exercises, and that's how we keep our bones nice and strong. It's nice that we get our muscles toned, but really it's our bone health that we care a great deal about from this exercise. Over. So, George, thanks for the question. When I was a child, I liked sports a great deal, and I was had visions of playing sports or being a coach or being a referee in some kind of sporting event. I liked basketball a great deal. But as I grew older, I became more interested in math and science, and then ultimately an engineering degree in graduate school. And as I was learning all these academic things, I realized that being an astronaut is something that anybody can apply to do and fill out the packet to become one. So that's what motivated me as I grew more interest in science and technology. Over. Well, we do follow the news and we follow sports. We can occasionally get on the internet, but we have daily news and daily sports broadcasts recorded and sent up to us. So this is how we follow along, especially when there's big sporting events going on. Although this particular time and space for me, it's marked by the coronavirus pandemic, and so there's not much sports going on in the world. My favorite American football team are the New England Patriots, and I haven't quite got a soccer favorite team quite yet. Over. Nice question. So, since becoming an astronaut, the first memorable moment was the moment I received a phone call to tell me that I was chosen to become an astronaut. That was an amazing and a life-changing phone call. The second moment that really sticks with me is when I was called by the chief astronaut to tell me that I was going to be on my first mission, and that was a year and a half of training to launch on the space shuttle. And my third amazing moment was the moment when I first saw outside the hatch on my very first spacewalk. Over. Elena, that's an easy one for us because we very much know our goals. Our goal is to get humans on Mars. We will very likely take a intermediate step and return people to the moon sometime in the next handful of years as we sort that out. But by the time you are an astronaut, Elena, I think we will have people going to Mars. Over. Santiago, inside the space station, it sounds a lot the same as what you're used to. We have a lot of background noises, fans, machinery noises, and pumps. So it's a little bit noisy inside the space station. Outside the space station, it's a vacuum of space, and the sound does not propagate through the vacuum. so there's really nothing to hear out there. Over. On the International Space Station, we've been very fortunate that we haven't had too many serious accidents, although one that I'm very familiar with was during a spacewalk 7 years ago. I was with an Italian astronaut named Luca Parmitano when his spacesuit malfunctioned and water was flowing into his helmet and filling up the inside volume of his helmet. We had to hurry up and get back in to get his helmet off. Over. When we get on the launch pad, we understand that there's a giant chemical reaction that's about to happen underneath us and launch us to space. You don't feel the velocity, you feel the accelerations. So it's during this 8.5 minutes where the rocket is accelerating you and pushing you faster and faster that you feel pushed to the back of your seat. Are we scared? I wouldn't say we're scared because we have a great deal of training and preparation, and we know that there's backup systems for all the types of failures that we can think of, at least. So we have a healthy appreciation for what's happening on the launch day. Over. Madeline, when we get back to Earth after being gone for all this time, our bodies have to get used to it. It takes several days to feel semi-normal, and it takes several weeks, probably like a month, to feel completely normal. In those first couple of days, we're not allowed to drive a car. We are very wobbly and need assistance with simple things like going down stairs or jumping across off a sidewalk onto a street. But those things come back very quick, pretty much after several days. Over. Hi, Olivia. We train when we first get selected, when we have to learn all of the basic activities. This part takes maybe officially 2 years, but usually it takes folks about 5 years, maybe or so, 5 to 6 years before they fly their first mission, and that depends just case by case. Once you get assigned to a particular mission, it's generally another 2 years of training with your crewmates before you're ready to launch and come to the space station. Over. The absence of gravity doesn't affect how it feels to eat, but certain foods are more difficult, particularly ones that are dry, like rice, potato chips. Things that don't stick together are sometimes challenging to eat. Things that are wet, where the surface tension of the food keeps it together, it's very convenient to eat this food. Over. Okay, this is Chris on the space station. Thank you very much. Out.